Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. ازيك ya habibi. Welcome back to Dian Amr Channel. Channel terkeren dan Masya Allah, subscribernya keren banget. Makasih udah klik video ini ya. Kali ini kita mau bikin video cerita soal kenapa pindah ke Indonesia.
Both of us have seen it is the time for us to upgrade, but to upgrade you need to study, and anyway if you don't study or upgrade yourself, the train of nationalization was coming fast toward our jobs.
Ya, jadi alasan yang pertama yaitu adalah Saudization atau nationalization. Jadi di sana itu kan banyak banget orang dari luar, dokter-dokter asing, pekerja-pekerja, nurse-nurse dari luar juga, semuanya kayak gitu. Jadi pas saat itu mereka lagi menggalakkan Saudization, yaitu semuanya dirubah jadi Saudi, dokter kalau ada yang orang Saudi yang jadi dokter asing dikeluarkan. Terus administrasi seperti saya, librarianship juga di cancel, jadi Saudi people only. Nah, kebetulan
she was working already under a special permit that is very special, that's about to finish anyway.
Iya, jadi saya juga kerjanya kan sponsornya Baba, ini yang disponsorin, saya nggak sponsori dari perusahaan gitu. Nah, saya pas pulang dari Inggris itu bawa ijazah S2 dengan harapan bisa upgrade ke university, ternyata nggak bisa, jadi harus orang Saudi. Tapi saya pernah diterima di sekolah internasional, tapi gajinya sangat jauh dan bukan yang internasional, yang memang orang international group ya. Jadi tetap aja gajinya sangat kecil dan juga jauh banget dari rumah kita. Nah, kalau Baba, you're not belum di Saudization, masih
No, but it's about to come. It was about to come sooner or later. So I thought it is time to move up, to upgrade. I already did my diploma. I wanted to upgrade to become in the administration, to work in the quality officer, but unfortunately I couldn't get the job. So I had to leave.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were preparing. We know we are working in a temporary work permit. You are not getting. It is not immigration. It's just a work permit.
Ya, jadi kita cuman di sana visanya visa kerja, dan kalau misalnya kontraknya habis, kebetulan Bapak Amr waktu itu 10 tahun sudah mau habis, tapi dia kalau nggak stop akan otomatis di renew iqomahnya, KTP-nya di otomatis gitu ya. Tapi karena udah 10 tahun, kalau kontrak di rumah sakitnya otomatis berjalan kalau nggak resign ya. Tapi dari visanya harus apply lagi, misalnya dari harus kembali ke Mesir ya. Work document is difficult, but you are not being fired, for example.
No, I am the one who applied for no renewal because I know it's about time.
Ya, jadi
I want to upgrade, really. I want to move on.
Jadi dia memang masih bisa kerja di sana, tapi katanya ya udah, kita karena saya nggak bisa kerja di sana juga dan waktunya untuk move on gitu ya, nanti lambat laun juga akan digantikan kayaknya, kayak gitu. Siap-siap, jadi kayak apa ya, was-was aja kayak gitu. You said from your hospital it is automatic renewal, but because of the iqomah is already 10 years, so maybe you have to go back to Saudi, you reapply the iqomah.
Yeah, that rule it's have been there for a long time, that you cannot you cannot extend your work permit more than 10 years. But sometimes they don't really use that rule, or they were reluctant to use it. Nowadays it becomes serious. Nowadays it is more and more difficult for the employer to extend your contract more than 10 years.
Ya, jadi memang ada aturannya kalau 10 tahun itu harus bikin iqomah baru, bikin KTP baru. Tapi nggak selalu susah, tapi ya daripada ya udahlah kita keluar. Dan pada saat itu puluhan ribu orang berhenti dari pekerjaannya ya Beb. At that time thousands of people are going back home to their home country.
A lot of people already left.
Yeah.
For another reason, because there was a new tax that is being imposed on the family. If you are keeping your family with you, you have to pay health insurance plus a monthly tax, something like 2 million every month, something like that. That make it become not feasible, or you can say it is not productive to stay, because you are not going to spend your salary on tax. That's why people keep either sending the family home or leaving.
Iya, jadi dulu tuh nggak ada namanya pajak dan nggak ada juga buat bayar permit untuk anggota keluarga tinggal di sana. Jadi saya sama Faris waktu itu ya nggak usah bayar apa-apa. Nah sekarang mereka membuat berat peraturan ya. Jadi setiap keluarga, setiap kepala anggota keluarga harus bayar sekian-sekian. Health insurance-nya juga harus bayar lagi, dan itu per bulan ya, monthly ya. That
every month, yes, every month.
Ya, per bulan 200. Wah.
They are actually paying it upfront when you're new.
Yeah.
You pay for every person under from every family member something like 6,000 riyal. Very big money.
Setahun 6.000 rial. Itu kalau satu ada istri. Kalau anaknya 4, nah wah banyak. Itu pokoknya bikin orang wah habis nih gaji. Jadi mereka tuh Saudization itu secara langsung mereka membuat orang pergi, dan juga peraturan yang baru itu bikin orang udahlah pergi aja deh, mahal gitu secara halusnya. Jadi ada yang secara kasarnya udah kamu fired, kamu digantiin sama orang Saudi, atau secara halusnya nih susah ini, kamu harus bayar ini. Jadinya ya udahlah kita pulang aja, seperti itu. Masih di sana sekarang. Wah, Jambu itu dulu sepi banget, dan waktu pada saat Saudization itu tambah sepi lagi, kayak nggak ada orang ya. It's becoming like a ghost town, very empty.
Where?
In Jambu.
Yeah, to some extent. But not that much.
Yeah.
You cannot say that exactly.
Nah, jadi seperti itu alasannya ya. And also sekolah Faris waktu itu, sekolah yang jauh itu nggak bagus, terlalu jauh, dan sekolah yang dekat juga lebih mahal.
Actually, we had there was a good school, Arabic school, but the problem he did not speak Arabic, and it was going to be very difficult for him to adjust.
Jadi ada sekolah bahasa Arab yang bagus, tapi karena dia nggak berbahasa Arab, takutnya dia kesusahan menyesuaikan diri. Tapi sebenarnya nggak apa-apa sih, it's okay, just push him. And he will learn. Kids learn
There, I don't
language.
think so. Not that easy. For Faris, not that easy. But in Indonesia, it was easy because you get support of the family. The people is a little bit more
Well, Arabic
supportive.
also from you, from your family.
Yeah, that was a bit difficult.
Ya, jadi kita pikir ya udahlah kita pindah dari Saudi Arabia setelah hampir 10 tahun.
I worked for
Louder.
a little bit more than 10 years.
And for me like 8 to 9 years. Ya, jadi itu alasan kita pergi. Dan ketika kita pergi ke Indonesia itu ya kita pilihannya apa coba? Kalau nggak Mesir nggak ada keluarganya ya ibu bapaknya di Saudi. Jadi bapaknya juga praktek di Saudi. Memang akan pulang ke Mesir, tapi pada saat itu nggak ada orang di Mesir. Dan akhirnya ya udah Indonesia, karena ada keluarga saya di sini di Indonesia, kayak gitu. Jadi kita tadinya ya saya mau sekolah lagi, apa dia mau sekolah lagi. Pokoknya kita pindah aja, waktu itu belum ada rencana. What were our plan when we were going out from Saudi? Hai Fatih.
Where did you go?
Out.
If
What was our plan?
With my family, we stay with you, near to yours. We come to Indonesia. We establish our life there.
Yeah, but what about work?
We establish our life here. We'll go and move on, make our own business, find a job. It will not be difficult, inshallah.
Ya, segitu aja. Oke, terima kasih. Semoga video ini bermanfaat, dan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalam.